Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kingdom of Kodiak. I'm Kodiak. With me today, Conda, Brown Sugar, Spice, Keikoa?
Yes.
How you doing?
Good, man. Sorry for the mouthful, but yeah, I'm doing good.
No, it's not a problem. I loved it the first time I heard it, and I'm just proud that I got to say it this time. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm glad to be on.
All right. Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get to the bare necessities. Sorry, Sin. Still, I would like to know how long you've been playing Amtgard.
It was on and off since 2000 and 10, give or take. I started off over at Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a small shire called Red Storm, and obviously changed its name. But yeah, that's how I started. I started with a gentleman who dragged me there. Great guy. His name was Cheeto, and he's was a very enthusiastic guy there. And he was like, "Come on, play." I'm like, cool. I'm down to fight. Let's do this. So, but yeah, it was a small shire in Tulsa. I ran with him for about a half a year before I went on into Dag and Bell over in Illinois, and then when I moved back to Colorado, I jumped on the Amtgard again. So
fantastic.
I would probably say about 13, 12, 11 years, give or take. So.
All right. Well, 2010 to 2021 is 11-ish, 12-ish years. Yeah. So awesome. Cool. Still, I would also like to know if you could tell us where your persona comes from.
My persona was in development of just a guy seeking out back into his islands. You know, he wanted to be finding an area better for his tribe to expand to more of the domination of conquering areas that we haven't seen before. You know, because for our sake, we are voyagers, so we island hop everywhere we can and we take what we can. So.
Okay. Deverick would like to know if you could tell us about the origin of your name and your titles.
I don't have any titles as other than being Paragon, and that was just recent. My name Conda actually comes from a magic card from the Kamigawa set way back when. And Conda was an indestructible 3/3 with Bushido 2/2. And it was a great card. I loved playing the Bushido set back in Kamigawa, and that's how I based it off. I just love that card. I love the way that they had the lore with him. He was just a maniac guy. He was old and delusional. So he was just, I was like, I love this guy. This guy is just trying to take on the spirits and all that sense. So he didn't really care for much. And obviously at the end of his lore, he, got entrapped into this artifact and forever was tormented there. So.
All right. So I guess, Deverick, maybe he's asking about the brown sugar spice part of the name, because
that was for my very first Rakkus. If people were there back in 2013 when we were over at Byers, Colorado, that hot godforsaken east side of Colorado, we made a jugger team. It was just a ragtag team with several people from California and then one or two from Texas. And we couldn't think of a name, so we went kind of like Spice Girl status. So we all decided, we'll be Caucasian Spice, peppermint Spice. I was like, fine, I'll be brown sugar Spice. And I went on with that, and I role played it really hard. I was like, yeah. I said, my name is like a brown sugar Spice, and I just did that for like majority of the jugger game matches itself. We were versing all the hot league people there when they were doing jugger. And this is Amtgard Jugger, and we were trying our hardest and darnest, and we made it to third place. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna gun it for second place next year, but we never gathered up again with the other jugger team. But it was tons of fun, and Brown Sugar Spice was I just kept doing it throughout the whole entire time over there in the event, and it just stuck after that one event. And people remember me from yelling that out loud randomly at night. And I just kept with it. So.
All right. Awesome. I love it. I love hearing the stories. Okay. So what award or achievement are you most proud of receiving?
The proudest one, I would say, would be Jovius. I was awarded it by Sir Augustus. Um, I missed the award of when he was announcing it and everything, but everyone was saying that, it was very heartfelt because they knew how much I've become as trying to become as welcoming as possible to any new players that came in. I tried my best to lighten moods and be the enthusiastic player out there. It's really hard for older veterans to get back into that like newbie food mentality of like we have to gear up everyone, we have to amp everyone up, on the battlefield before battle type things. And when they awarded me that second one itself, and I heard about how he explained that that he was happy to see that I kept pursuing to try to make everyone feel welcome and go into the game with enthusiastic pleasure, and making everything fair play, and never having anybody feel uncomfortable around me, and that really got me good. So
That's awesome. Good stuff. You gotta love that. Morgan would like to know, what's your favorite battle game and why?
I'd say probably my favorite battle games would be Capture the Flag. It's very traditional. It's very well known. You could do it without weapons. You could do it with weapons. And me patrolling as a monk majority of the time, I don't have to use much of weapons. I tend to just use my speed or whatever speed I have left now to try just to gun it and grab and go. Those type of things really get me going. To like just see the flag waving and just hauling in, trying to run to the other side, and everyone else is just trying to cut the enemy off at the same time as you're running the opposite direction. It's just such a great feeling to know that your teammates are immediately coming to you to cut them off while you try to make it to the other side. So it's a good adrenaline rush. I love it.
So you already mentioned a class, but Sir Alucard would like to know, what's your favorite class to play?
Monk all the way.
Yeah. And is that where your Paragon is?
Yes.
Awesome.
I was awarded it recently too. I was quite surprised at the same time. I was like, yes, finally. But no, I was really proud of that when I got the award for it itself. I was super stoked. Herb Dandelion made a beautiful belt sash for me, and then Jinx did a great award portrait for me. I have it hanging on the hallway and stuff. I love it. And Monk is probably the most easy, simplistic thing you could ever give a new person in that aspect itself. And, it's easy to follow. You just try to ignore majority of the verbal magic, and continue on fighting and play dodgeball at the same time. Just avoid the magic balls and, and just keep fighting, at the same time. So I enjoyed a lot because there's lots of versatility for being a person who's very enthusiastic in the fighting aspect than over the magic itself. So,
okay. All right. Deverick would like to know, what's your favorite weapon set?
Oh man, spear all the way. There's for me, I have short little arms. I I could barely reach within a sword's length. I've always been very fascinated with spears, ever since watching Bruce Lee mess around with various different weapons, and it always intrigued me how he used a staff, a bow staff itself, and then with Jackie Chan with doing all his antics and everything with a broom or just whatever else he has, the long poles.
Yeah.
And then Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, them and their wonderful ways of fighting it. Shoot, there's so many other martial arts old movies that I watched a lot with just spears, and I was like, man, I want to be that good. I want to be that finesse, and just be so sharp and just right where you want it. Where you want it, you just bam there. It was a challenge. It was a challenge when I first started because as any new guy with a large weapon itself, we're just Swiss cheese. There's holes all over us by the time we're done with the game. But spear would be the most enjoyable for me. I can't say anything else less than that.
Do you remember the first time you hit me with a spear?
Let
Let me paint a picture for those KOK viewers at home. Cato has his RP Tavern, and our first GOTC, we've just met Conda, we've just met Jinx, and we've already acclimated them into our little social group. The circle has begun, and we're at the tavern hanging out. And Conda wants to show off a little bit of his spear. And at this time, Kodiak only knows how to flow. The swords are still duct taped to his hands. He doesn't know any better. And I square up, and Conda looks at me. And the next thing I know, the spear's in my chest. Because he kind of just popped the back end of it and just slid it through your other hand and just squared me in the chest. And I was just like, oh, I hate this. This is the worst. But yeah, 3 years ago, GOTC kind of pops me in the chest with a spear.
A lot of people have felt that motion. I call it the pull shot. Just a pull cube maneuver where you just have the back end and you just kind of just push it in, and you kind of control the tension of how fast it's going by just squeezing your hand in as you're progressing the pull to go through, and you could just stop it instantly to whichever side. So if it goes too far, you can just squeeze it out, or if it bounces off, you can just keep your hand open so it doesn't blow through them. It just bounces back to your hand instead. So
sure.
Yeah,
but those kinda are the bare necessities. Sorry, Sin. We're gonna move to the 3 questions KOK viewers have been asking since episode 1. The question is being rephrased because Sir Glenolf should have got a toaster via Calthrax, given to me, handed off to Sir Alucard. But does Sir Glenolf deserve a soda maker?
A soda maker?
Yes.
I mean, I believe a soda maker will definitely make his day. I think he would deserve it. Yes.
Okay. All right. 2-parter coming up here, Conda. Still, I would like to know who's the best bear.
Best bear?
Yeah.
I don't know who's the best bear. There's so many bears. People bear, or just like bears and bears?
I mean, here on KOK, which is Kingdom of Kodiak, Kodiak being my name, is we don't want to lead anyone to picking the right decision.
Yeah.
We would only want them to guess whatever is true to their heart on my show, Kingdom of Kodiak, which is me, Kodiak.
I would say the bear. I think the bear would be the best bear.
Okay. All right. All right. No points this week. No points. I refuse. No points. Freya would like to know, are bears overrated?
Bears? I mean, I would say they're the pretty hottest things right now. Bears would be still a good thing. I don't think they're overrated. I think a lot of people need to really get themselves a bear. Either that or a bear coat, bear rug, something bear related, bear paws.
I'm here for it. Yes, I'm here for it. Something bear related. Fantastic. Conda, what is your thoughts on Dragonspine getting a mobile pool and or jacuzzi?
A pool? I would say more of a pool. I feel more of a community pool will be more beneficial for you guys. I mean, a jacuzzi, it's like only the VIPs of Dragonspine's allowed to come in here. You'd feel like you'd have a bouncer, some warlord just there at the door, just like, no, you can't come in there. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're not above Warrior 7. Shoot. That type thing. You can't be in.
So the question, of course, that comes with that is, how do you fund it?
How do I fund it?
How do you fund the mobile pool?
The mobile pool. Funding the mobile pool, you'll have, your typical tomato throw. You have someone sit on a chair and get tomatoes chucked at them, at county fairs and such. Just go, you go to region around Dragonspine, just like, okay, look, here we are, man. We gotta pay the rest of this loan for this pool. $5, 5 tomatoes, have at it, and
all right. We're going to go to the chat real quick before we move on from our 3 questions KOK viewers have been asking. Sir Francis is in the chat, and he's trying to confirm that you're not his former roommate from Fort Bliss. Can you confirm that you are not Sir Francis's former roommate?
I can confirm because I have not joined the military.
Okay.
I'm
All
a
right.
regular old wee civilian.
Sir Francis, confirmed.
All
Not your roommate from fourth place. All right, let's get to your actual questions. But we're going to start off with a traditional one now on KOK. Conda, what is your weirdest flex?
My weirdest flex. Shoot, I don't know. It would be a weird flex. I got my shoes behind me. It's my weird flex.
That's your weird flex. You got your shoes behind you. Okay.
Soccer and ready. That's all. It's just if I need to go play soccer, I got my shoes ready. So it's on.
All right. This question is stayed in because it has a bear pun connected to it.
Okay.
Are you the torch bearer of any particular skill?
Not in any particular skills. I would say. I mean, like a lot of people do ask me a lot of questions about spear techniques. I mean, I'm mostly more than willing to answer any questions to those. Just for the sake of safety, because I like to play safely with my spears as much as I can. And I like to see other players do the same thing because poles and spears are obviously not people. But at the same time, you don't want to be having a bad rep with it. So
yeah, I think that's the first burp on KOK. So yeah. Congratulations, Conda. You did
that
it.
will be my weird flex.
There you go. You got the 84 episodes in. Conda got the first burp. Congratulations. Lightning, you might know Lightning. Lightning would like to know, what's your favorite garb that you own?
I mean, I usually run shirtless, Lightning. But my favorite garb is so far would be this random thing I found off of a secondhand store. A lot of people have seen me wear it. It's just a regular red zip up shirt that looks like a Gambitson, but it's really not. It's super thin, and I put my my owl patch on the back of it. It looks really janky because I was the one that sewed it onto it. But it came off my old shield that I had back then. Like the shield cover was just in tatters. It was obviously not going to be repairable. So I try to save my my symbol for it. So I got my sigil and I just sewed it on the back of it, and it's there now. So that's my favorite. That's my favorite garb. It's just so easy. Zip it up and just looks comfortable.
Fair enough. Okay. Another question that survived the cuts of questions because it has a bear pun in it. What would you consider to be a bare necessity of Amtgard that new players should focus
on? Field awareness. There's nothing worse than knowing that you are just not looking around. If you can't observe the field and you get caught by a blind spot, it just makes it less bearable to play, because I know. But yeah, it is true. If you're not having field awareness itself, you got to definitely have that RTS mentality, that real time strategy mentality. You have that overview, you'll be fine.
Okay. All right. You just mentioned it, but still, I would like to know if you could tell us about your personal heraldry.
My personal heraldry is an owl. I have respected of the different views of what an owl means to many cultures itself. Maybe a bad omen, or just what the most popular one is just wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
I tried basing it off of more of in the wisdom aspect, but also I like to be that bad omen when someone comes by me. So it's a give or take. My sigil based off of whatever else other cultures believe it to be. I mean, I'm that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Cato, these questions have stayed on because Cato every so often gets someone to agree to it. Okay. So Cato would like to know, back shields for V9. Are you in or out?
I would say in.
And you son of a bitch, and now it sticks. Now it's here it is to stay again.
I would say so because there's a lot of utilities you could go with a shield. And, having a sort a Madu, and then having a strap shield and then a punch shield. I mean, why not a back shield? Well, why stop the variant of what a shield can do? I mean, come on, think of it as siege. You know, you have warriors that will come in with their war poles and then have a shield on their back. I mean, I played so much Belagarth and Dag. I'm just so used to seeing it. So even though I don't use it, I still like how the variant of, you know, it keeps a person safe for backstabs. You know, they really have to. If the assassins want to assassinate, they have to assassinate. Okay, they can't do any of this foo-fa stuff from a distance. And the same thing with archers. You know, for me, those archers are just silent killers, man. They just no remorse. You leave your back to them, man. They'll eat you up. So.
And I really wasn't suspecting that you were going to be the one to keep that question alive, but here we are. Well, Cato, it lives another day.
Yeah.
Let's get Cato's additional question asked then. To flurb or not to flurb?
To flurb.
Okay.
I mean, if you come into a live action role playing game concept, I mean, why not? I mean, that's what most people actually come in there for. They want to see that ridiculous flurb, that act, you know, they want to see that. But some people just get too embarrassed in that aspect. I mean, I was like, you shouldn't be embarrassed. This is what you came for. Present it, you know. You took hours on end, you know, drinking whatever drink you preferred and just writing down your persona, but yet you don't utilize it. And you're like, come on, man. Utilize it.
Whatever drink you prefer.
Yes.
The correct answer and sponsor of KO. No sponsor.
Just coming in with a Coke today.
You know,
we're gonna start.
Code Red. Anyways. All right. Freya would like to know. Oh, I'm sorry. Zana would like to know. Are there any rain themes that you would like to see?
Rain themes. Oh man. Okay. So you know how big the hype has been through this whole year and probably year and a half for all this Viking lore that's been pushed onto us by a bunch of video games. You know, I would like to see more intricate of that, you know, even that, or just having mashups between. I mean, God of War was a perfect example of how they just transitioned from Greek mythology to Nordic mythology. And you're just like, if we could do that, you know, you could have factions in between. Like, what do you think that which mythology would be better? You know, just this one or this one, and you could even try to, you know, praise and, you know, worship whichever gods, and hopefully whatever you know, sacrifices or tributes you give to between either gods, you know, you'll have those different abilities for those gods, and it'll give you the variety set.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Have your mythology, have your gods there, and, you know, and give tribute. Possibly might win the next battle game. Possibly might know the intel the next battle game. Possibly might help you have a better edge in the game.
I like it. Okay. So Freya would like to know, what would you like to see more in your kingdom, or maybe something new altogether?
In my kingdom, I mean, I wish we had more parks, you know. Like, I would like to see you know, like Iron Mountain itself is very linear right now because it's the only cities that we have in there. So from starting from Fort Collins all the way down to Pueblo, you know, I would like us to try to, you know, bring back these struggling parks that we have. You know, we have outreached parks itself. I wish we could reach them, you know, in all aspects for Iron Mountains. But at the same time, you know, we have potential cities that we could just eat up on, like Castle Rock. It's right smack dab between Denver and Coral Springs. You know, if we get Castle Rock or even Monument having their own little small group itself, that'd be swell. Because, you know, we could feed into those either sides.
And, right?
Yeah. I mean, if anything else, we have to update so many rules. that many sense itself, I'm hoping we can find a middle ground, and hopefully we'll like a certain rule set and just keep going on it for a little longer than what it was before.
For sure. Okay. Morgan would like to know, what's your favorite Amtgard event?
I've only been to so many, like 3 in particular. So I've been through Rakkus, I've been to Gathering of the Clans, and I've been to Feast of Mars. And Feast of Mars has left me such a big impression because of how they did it and how they did it that reign, you know, and so it was pretty cool. So Feast of Mars for me would probably be the most memorable one I could always recall back into and say I done this and it was crazy and it was over at Feast of Mars, you know. And so Feast of Mars was probably the most best event I've been into.
Okay. Kenjin would like to know, what does your perfect Amtgard event look like?
My perfect Amtgard event would be more an aspect of battlefields. I would say that's one of the things that a lot of events really struggle with is having, you know, a field to house many different fighting stuff. You know, like we always have our ditch line. We would love to have floodlights during the night because there would be those night owls that would consistently keep fighting. I love it, you know. Other times, you know, I wish they had a field that, you know, they could easily navigate, you know, and set up walls or things in that aspect. You know, it's just props make a battlefield so much enjoyable, so much immersed when you actually have props to go with it. You know, and if they could find in a like a land that could possibly let them do that, in that sake, you know, like for having castles and such like that, but also adding like villages and making those props really stick out there. That'd be great. You know, just like Gathering of the Clans, you guys had a cafeteria. That was wonderful. I mean, you guys had a full set kitchen and everything. That was phenomenal. I loved it there, you know, for the food. I'm a big hungry guy. I'm a food guy, you know. So that in all aspects. Living quarters, I don't care because, you know, I could just probably pop a hammock and call it a day. But it's just more of a battlefield and just, you know, bathroom necessities. That's give or take perfect right there.
Okay. All right. Stillhead would like to know your thoughts on Dragonspine introducing a non-men's tournament that we put into the Kapora during the shutdown.
The non-men tournaments has been a great and interesting aspect. I mean, I myself, you know, obviously have not participated in this, but, you know, it's there. If there's categories for women's boxing and, you know, at the same time, non-binary, it's a new thing. I mean, let's give it a couple more swings and see how it turns out to be. I'm not against this what you said, no non-men's
Non-men. Yep.
yeah. So go for it. I mean, if it feels that that it needs to be in those tournament lineups, you know, see it, try it, feel for it. I mean, like we got stuck in the mud with this COVID stuff, so we couldn't really see the true aspect of the outcome of how this would go, you know. So we haven't seen it in its full flourishness. We'll see, and hopefully, you know, have more participants. As far as I know, you know, numbers were there, so
Cool.
hoping they'll still be there when we still kick it in full gear.
Yeah, for sure. Kondo, what drives you in the game and what are your goals?
Driving in the game itself, in all of Amtgard, I just want to be the best damn person out there. I mean, you know, there's always those people that will top me anytime. But at the same time, you know, I want to still be that threat there. I still want to hear out, you know, watch out for Konda. That brings so much joy in my heart. I'm like, yes, please watch out. You know, like you leave me alone, I will take advantages. I'm a very opportunist when it comes to it, you know. Just like I said, I love playing real-time strategy games. If I can find weaknesses, if I can see my logistics of quote unquote logistics, my healers and everything doing just fine, you know, and like we're getting everything, all the machine cog wheels are moving, perfect. I'll go look out. I'll be field awareness, you know. If I can see something I could improve on and push with the rest of the guys, I will do it, you know. If not, I'll try to find my way in. It's that simple. I will find a way in.
Awesome. Konda, are you a member of any fighting companies or households?
No, I am not in any fighting companies at the moment. I am a free agent now, and just pretty much just I haven't been practicing much, so I've been doing a lot of my jugger, and that's the only thing that's been keeping me up right now. Because, you know, the requirements that they have for Amtgard itself, I'm not there just yet. So and I'm hoping to get it done and over with and be ready by the beginning of this month. So
Awesome. That'll be great. So Shroud Star asked this question a very long time ago, not the beginning of KOK, but it's been so good to see people's opinions.
okay.
If you could create a ladder award in Amtgard that doesn't already exist, what would it be for, and what would you call it?
Oh man, a ladder award, huh? I would say spellcasting. I think there's a lot of people that miss out on how adamant these people try to research, try to find loopholes, try to find things that they enjoy breaking the game, and I love it. They always try to adamantly oh, we're gonna play this style of game. Okay, cool. Let me just build a list really quickly, and hopefully this works. And it kills me because this is the reason why I play Monk a lot, is because these very intellectual magic spell makers, man, they will make these lists and everything. I've made my spell casting list and everything, and they're like, what did you got? I'm like, oh, I got this and this and this. Okay, I'm gonna find something that counters every single one of those things. I was like, okay. And they done it. They have pulled it off. I have met wall after wall every time when I was a caster. Man, these guys locked me down. And so I think a lot of people are missing out on how much work is put into being a spellcaster list. And I think that would be a very good ladder, just them being so great at just making list after list after list. I've seen people with books of it, just like, oh, what type of style, how do you play? They'll have these different versions of, and different situations and different, they even have it for certain different games, and they'll have that category. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely spellcasting ladder would be it. That would be the and the title for it would be like, you're a wizard, Harry, type thing.
You're a wizard,
You're
Harry.
a wizard, because it's just amazing what you do in there. It's just phenomenal.
Okay, slight variation on a different question, but if you could change one rule in Amtgard that currently exists, what would you change and why?
Monks should be allowed to block everything, and I mean everything, even those gray balls. You know what I'm talking about. Those phase balls need to go away. Those phase arrows need to go away. I need to be able to block it. Okay, I'm tired of that. None of that shenanigans.
All right.
Don't want to be the ultimate monk.
I mean, play a cheater's game and buy it. It's fine, right?
Right.
All right. It's opportunity here for you to make some shout outs. I still would like to know, can you give us 5 up-and-comers in Amtgard?
Up-and-comers, huh?
Yep.
Shoot. Man, you're gonna put me there on the spot there. I mean, I haven't been playing in them forever, so I'm just gonna pop off as many up and comers. I mean, what do you mean by up and comers? Do you mean in any ladderman?
Hey, kind of what? Yeah. What is your definition of up and comers? And then tell me 5 of them. He went back to the baby face. Oh,
no. I would say Shin would be one of them. He's a great guy, and his son as well. They've been trying to learn spear from underneath me for a while, and they've done great. They've done exceptional work as spearmen, So I'm really happy for them itself for that. So those two, I would say that those two will do really great if they keep at it,
Okay.
That's 2. Let's see.
That's 2. Shin and Iris are okay.
Yeah, Shin and Iris are great people. Let's see. Next up, comers. I mean, Darian. Darian is well known through his craftsmanship, and he's a Paragon Scout. Great guy, done really wonders itself, and he wants to try to pursue Paragon monks. So I'm helping him with that itself. He's done great with what he's done and worked in, so hopefully we'll see him more in the actual fighting concept too, as well, in the tournaments and such, when he gets the time to do so. Jinx. Jinx is well known through a lot of our Iron Mountains itself, and he's still going. You know, he's an up and coming already, and he's still going for it. So I'm hoping to see more from him. I'm hoping to see that he will succeed well in the Sword Knight path, because you know he's a hell of a good fighter. Well, one more. Scanning. I know, like there's just so much brain fart here today. Who else would be in? No, I can't think of anybody else other than you know, Missing Link and Morgan. You know, those two pests there. Those are the other two I could think of when we think of up and coming. You know,
Okay.
they've been in Amtgard for so long. They've been in there before I even got in there. You know, they were wee little ones when I came into Dark Moon itself, and I'm, you know, they're getting back into it. I'm hoping to see them more. You know, they're great peoples, and they're great role players. They're great fighters. They're very enthusiastic in what they do. You know, when you have them on your team, they're just so great to be around, because they're so darn fast, and then they're so quick with their speed and fighting skills. They're there. They know what to do.
Awesome. Good list. It's a good list. We got a couple questions before we get to the most difficult of KOK questions.
Oh no.
Do you remember who Dom is?
Dom, sweet.
He, you know, also a shirtless polearm fighter from Dragon Spine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dom's getting knighted next week. Do you want to give a shout out to him?
Yes, Dom. Good shit, bro. Nicely done. All right, you well deserved to whatever aspect of how many blood, sweat, and tears you've gone in, man. Dom, good stuff, man.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you, man.
so proud of you. All right, kind of last question before we get to the most difficult of questions. What are your thoughts on Battle Knight?
Battle Knight. That I've read about that. It's truly it's a for battle gaming players itself, that would be a good ladder to hit into. I just, you know, it's like I said again, there's a lot of things that are being implemented or given idea to it's just new, you know, and I would say if we could put a feeler into it and see how it works as an award for a lot of folks, because being a paragon, you know, that's you as a solidified title as a teacher, you know, and the same thing goes for being a sword knight, you know, just being a teacher after you're crowned as a sword knight, you know, or belted as a sword knight, crowned as a sword knight. So, you know, and I feel like if they do Battle Knight, you know, it's just a paragon but on steroids instead, you know, just it's that one up after paragon, and I would say that's like almost equivalent to paragon and warlord in that aspect for style of games, you know, and so if they do Battle Knight, you know, and then they decided to have it as a knighthood itself, you know, it's a lot of discussion, and it definitely has to be a lot of feeler. They have to make sure, you know, they really want this to be a thing, you know, because there's a lot of good people out there that are paragons that, you know, it's like they would have done well as and believe it or not, they should be knights, or they already are knights from other paths itself, you know. So I wouldn't see why they wouldn't give this an option.
So this weekend, the 7th, it's going to be determined if Battle Knight is going to be under the sword path or if it's going to become its own 5th path. Do you have any thoughts on where that should fall?
I would say it should fall on its own path itself, because it is a different feel for being a class efficient fighter, you know, compared to a straight out fighter in technique. You know, you have technique itself, and then you have technique and skill in using abilities, because abilities can definitely differ, and it's a very different different audience, if you could say, for a battle knight, because you have other people that wouldn't perceive well as a sword knight compared to what they will do as a battle knight.
Okay. All right, for sure. All right, Kanda, we're here. The most difficult questions on KOK.
Oh God.
We call them the funny questions. We're going to start with a question from Deverick. Who is Alfonso Delatry?
I knew he was going to bring that up.
I knew he was going to bring that up, is what he said. Deverick, look at it. Look at it.
Alfonso Delatry is a druid D&D character that I have created. He's a great horn owl. He's 5 foot, and he has a companion named Moon Moon, and it's actually a dire wolf, but he's a dire pup at the moment. We had a good game running itself, but we had it a fallout due to the fact of all the players not showing up itself. So the DM, he's like, he was like, we're gonna have to cut it out. I'm like, darn. And so I never really got to rescue my sister from an evil lich, and she's probably dead now, and he's probably immortal, and we can't stop him anymore.
Yeah, no, liches just running around forever now.
GG.
All right. Still would like to know, what's the coolest dog you've ever met?
The coolest dog I've ever met would be, I guess, my dog itself. I mean, she's the most coolest, chillest dog you've ever. She's such a lap dog, but it's. I make fun of her for this because her face, it's all droopy and stuff like that because of all her fur. She's a Pomeranian, not Pomeranian, a cockapoo. And so she has that hyperallergenic hair, so it's human hair, and it just flaps over her eyeballs and everything. Every time she stares at you, so if she lifts up those eyebrows as high as she can, but the hair's still in her face, it's very depressing to look at. But I love her. She's so smart. She's so cool. She follows my wife everywhere she goes. It's just,
Awesome.
Sam and Frodo everywhere.
I love it. All right, Kadna, what's your favorite favorite dinosaur? Sorry.
My favorite dinosaur.
Yeah.
I would say, Velociraptor.
Okay.
There's nothing more intimidating than having a massive toe that looks like it's just gone and like ingrown nail forever and just like left there the whole entire time. And there's so many memes with the damn thing, it's like clever girl, it's just all that stuff. It just cracks me up. I've watched all the Jurassic Parks, and I just their biggest issue they always had was a damn Velociraptor or something of a raptor or whatever hybrid they decided to make, so.
Okay. All right. So now I can ask you, what's the best kind of dragon?
Best kind of dragon?
Yep.
Oh God. I would. What is this, like a Monster Hunter question? I mean, what am I supposed to do with this?
What's the best kind of dragon?
Best kind of dragon, I would say earth dragons. Ground dragons all day. I don't like the winged beasts. I like the ones that are just pretty much just. I'm just going to surprise you from the ground.
All right. How about your favorite fictional knight?
I would say Brom.
Okay.
Brom from Game of Thrones. He cracks me up, man. That guy has a hell of a personality, and I just love him. He's so brazen. So.
That's good. Zachary would like to know, what's the best fictional or non-fictional sword name?
Sword name. I wouldn't really know. I never really caught any sword names itself. The only one that really pops up is Excalibur because it's just so legendary. It's so well known. Anybody just says like, "Oh yeah, Excalibur." Oh, I know that. Immediately, or just has some small piece of knowledge of what it was and what it's supposed to be meant for. So, probably Excalibur would probably be the only thing I could think of that that would really bring the first to mind. So,
okay, fair enough. Kanda, do you play Magic the Gathering?
Yes, I used to. I don't play any of the recent ones. I think I stopped playing back in the 2012 or so. It got really crazy after the planeswalking game set. It was really cool. It was a great concept. You know, I loved it and everything. But after that, when they got into the Naya and all the other whatnots now and then, rules kept changing. I couldn't afford any more of those things. Packets were ridiculous. I mean, it's a great hobby. Don't get me wrong, but sweet biscuits.
What colors did you play?
I played a lot of green and white. I was a very green and white type decks. When I had my Kamigawa set, it was straight out white deck because majority of the samurais were white. But I also try to mix it with the red. I try to mix it with all 5 colors because why not? You know,
For sure.
If no one else is trying, I'll do this. You know, it's probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done. Just trying to make everything merge and work with enough mana.
Fair enough. Okay. Kinda, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Okay. Kinda serious question. Gotta know. Is Kodiak more of a Jedi or a Sith?
Kodiak, huh? I don't know. He doesn't have a feel for being a Jedi. I think he's a Sith. He's definitely.
Hey. All right. I think it's the first person to ever say Sith either. So you're making a whole bunch of firsts on KOK today.
Yeah.
All right. Kinda. Amtgard is making a live action movie. Who is playing you?
It was obviously be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm not having anybody else in there. If you can't do the people's eyebrow, I'm not interested.
All right. So when The Rock ends up on screen as Kanda, what theme song is playing?
I Need a Hero.
Okay. All right. We're in a different universe, Kanda. Everyone has superpowers. What are your superpowers?
It would definitely be speed. I wouldn't think of anything else. I'm a big Flash fan.
Okay.
DC itself. So yeah, speed would be my thing.
All right. Kanda, what is your favorite conspiracy and what is your favorite Amtgard conspiracy?
Favorite conspiracy, I would probably say Area 51. It's like me and my mom were big alien nuts back then when I was wee little and had hair. So we were always conspicuous about it, man. Independence Day kicked in, Men in Black back in the 90s when the movies came out. We always thought Area 51's hiding something. We know it.
Okay.
Amtgard conspiracy theories. I've never heard of such a statement before, or just a title of that.
Are you sure?
I never heard of any conspiracies within Amtgard. I mean,
Okay.
like for me, that's a new thing, and I wouldn't be able to answer that
All
problem.
right. Well, you're gonna have to start investigating and let me know down the road.
All right.
All right. Lightning would like to know: would you rather adopt 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
That's too many to take care of. I'll take care of the bigger one. I'll go over the horse-sized duck.
Okay. All right. Well, let's flip it a little bit. Still, I would like to know: would you rather fight a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck?
I would fight one individual one. I'm not.
Well, yeah, they're each 1 and 1. Is it a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck?
Well, I want that weird flex. That horse-sized duck. I want that to be done.
Okay, kinda. Are birds real?
Yes, birds are real. I can't believe that. I've seen that. That cracked me up so much. I'm like, are you serious? Please tell me this is a prank. I was like, where's the cameras? Where's the cameras for this? I mean, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me here.
All right, kinda. I'm gonna just hold this up as I ask the next question. This will affect the household I'm currently living in, so the correct answer is absolutely needed. Baja Blast or Code Red?
I would say I'm sorry, Baja Blast. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Okay, because look, listen, Linda, listen. When Halo first came out, and they came out with these codes over here itself, code blue and code red, when it came into that things, I couldn't handle the smell. All my friends had it. Everyone had it for their parties. I got so sick of code red. And when Baja came in, I was like, this is nice. I used to combine Baja with actual, like, Red Bull, something else. It was easy to mix with. And like code red itself, it just reminds me of just, bubbly Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Deverick's sitting right here. Yes, he picked Baja Blast. God. It's the wrong flavor. Anyways.
My bad.
Sir Nikolai would like to know, what is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink, in regards to...
Well, we know it's Fireball overall.
Oh, no. Rum chata and mead. I mean, like... I've shared that. I mean, like, I don't know how many people have asked me throughout campsites when we would try to wind down and everything. Like, you got any of that rum chata? I was like, yeah, I got some of that rum chata. I always bring it. It's great. I love it. It's easy to drink.
Okay. All right. I have a couple either ors for you, Conda. We're gonna start with apple juice or orange juice.
Orange juice.
Okay. Hot dog. Is it a sandwich or a taco?
It's a taco because the bread is not open on the other side.
Okay. What happens when the bread breaks?
Then it's a sandwich.
Okay. So it's an evolving position. Okay. Ice cream or custard?
Ice cream.
Okay. Waffle or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Kinda. How much is too much to pay for breakfast?
When you look at the ticket itself and you just go like this, you're like, that wasn't worth it. Next time you are 5 years old and you're getting a free plate in here, we're going on those kids days, those kids free days. Yeah, no, exactly.
All right. Kinda. What's your favorite thing to add to a bowl of yogurt?
Granola crumbs, either that or Cheerios.
Okay. Ooh, Cheerios. I haven't tried that.
Yeah, I just either I usually go for just the regular Cheerios or not the honey nut one though.
Okay. All right. Morgan would like to know, is oatmeal a soup?
No, because it's not watery.
Okay. So is it a stew?
Yes.
Okay, oatmeal's a stew. Fair enough. Does Tajima deserve Sonic? Tajima is our incoming monarch next week.
Sonic. I mean, can they pick anything else other than Sonic?
No, it's Sonic. Does he deserve Sonic?
No, he does not deserve Sonic. I'm not going to support Sonic with because they disappointed me with their Red Bull slushies. It's disgusting.
Vegan fruit? No.
It's disgusting.
Deverick, he doesn't like the Deverick Group Red Bull slushies. Yeah, but he likes the Baja Blast. Obviously, he has bad taste. Anyways, last 4 questions and we'll be done here. Morgan would like to know, what's the square root of a bowl of oatmeal?
Okay.
I told you it was the toughest questions.
That is a pretty tough question because, one, I am horrible with math, and you just added it along with food and just like,
Well, wait, it gets worse.
Does it end? Oh, Jesus.
There's 4 questions.
Oh, man. No, yeah. You said a square root of a bowl?
Of oatmeal, yeah.
I would say an appetizer plate of oatmeal.
Okay, all right. Morgan would also like to know, can you, with as much detail as possible, explain what the color of the letter F smells like?
Are you sure this person is just not... Like, did they eat something before they got into these questions?
He may have eaten crayons when he was a child.
I bet, because, like, Sweet Biscuits, man. It's a scratch sniff for the F letter. Whichever F you have, you scratch.
It's a scratch and sniff. All right, okay.
Scratch and sniff.
Morgan would like to know, if you could meet anyone in history, who would it be and why? Is it Freddie Mercury?
Oh, if I was Freddie Mercury, man, I'd just be bombing with that vocal cords. But I would say shoot. I would say Billy Mitchell. It's an old World War II general that he kind of helped out with the construction of the B-25 bombers that they had back then. favorite bomber that I ever had. So love it.
All right. Tadeo is also backing you in the chat on Baja Blast. So Tadeo, you are also wrong. Last question. Let me get my breath. If it takes a chicken and a half, a day and a half to lay an egg and a half, how long would it take a grasshopper with a wooden leg to kick the seed out of a dill pickle?
I'm gonna have to get a calculator for this. Man, I can't overthink these things, man. But I might as well just say I would say a month.
A month. Morgan, it's a month. Kinda, thank you so much for coming on today. If you could just bear with me through some announcements, we'll say our goodbyes.
Man.
Dragon Spine, we've got there. It's the last week of the reign. Maze is coming up. Deverick and I have bought all the food. Feast is ready. Come watch Dom get knighted. Xander the Reaper. Come play some battle games. Come to Ren Fair. Have a great time. We're going to bring Tajima in as the Monarch. Freya's coming in as the Regent. Redbeard is coming in as the GMR. And Morgan is switching positions to the champion. Kenjin will maintain as Prime Minister. Also, Dragonspine Las Cruces is doing their Endrain event that Friday at Maze. There still will be a feast. I believe we're serving soup to go along with the battle games at the field. God, thank you so much for coming on today. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, I just to say thank you very much. I'm super excited to just get back on the field. And I'm hoping for the best for everyone else out there. You know, you guys keep it up, keep healthy, get back in the grind. We'll see you out there in the battlefield.
Awesome. Well, that means until next time, this has been Kingdom of Kodiak, and I'm Kodiak.